no way. It's way too much damage.
What?
What the fuck? He fell Churchill?
Oh,
and he found
wow.
Wow.
Oh, what?
He gets out!
Somewhere there's a covert muffin just applauding this seed.
Holy crap.
Oh man, this is gonna come down to execution in the final escape, isn't it?
Sure is.
Every seed
Our
does.
favorite phrase. Hello and welcome to the Ori and the Blind Forest 2021 Randomizer Tournament. We're here with Preliminary 15. I'm Aiko and I'm joined by Zemsis. Hello Zem, how are you doing?
Hello, Aiko. I am doing wonderful. Yes, this is one of our preliminaries for the 2021 tournament. We got about 23 people in the free-for-all here, but our featured matchup today is gonna be Guard versus Vespa. Aiko, wanna talk about our runners here?
Sure. I'll go first. I'll talk about Guard. Guard is a very long time runner of both the Ori and the Blind Forest and Ori and the Will o' the Wisp randomizer. We got the chance to talk to him before the match. He said he's feeling good. He hurt his hand a little bit early or yesterday, but says he is still feeling up for the race. He had some close races yesterday with Wesper, and Wesper is actually placed in the seating just right underneath him, so we should get some good action out of the two of them.
Yeah, and Vespa, on the other hand, is a pretty new runner, has been playing the randomizer for less than a year, and is therefore style-wise going more for routing rings instead of crazy aggressive plays, doing those 3-4 skill complete clears of the map. And funnily enough, he mentioned that unlike a lot of other people, he has rather the problem of skipping too many pickups while going for that routing instead of checking too much after in go mode. While he is a big fan of those comfort skills, double jump, the glide, the bash. He is certainly ready to go into go mode whenever the seed decides it is time to just go for threes. So I think we're gonna have a very exciting matchup here, especially with how close the latest races between these two runners have been.
Yeah, there have been a couple that were under a minute, right?
Yeah, I think yesterday's races we had back-to-back finishes, even 10 seconds apart at one point. So I think we got quite a hype matchup for you today if they manage to replicate that.
Yeah, that would be an incredible thing to see. So what are you hoping to see in this seed, Zem? This beautiful seed. We've actually had quite a few wonderful things today. We had 2 climb seeds. We had one that ended up turning into a bit of a G-jump seed at the closer to the end, if I recall correctly.
And we also finally got our first half Bash Nade seed with the second half of the first race earlier. So this tournament so far has been very C-jump focused. I would prefer it to if today's matches are not gonna go into the C-jump road and rather have more of a traditional start. Maybe a wall jump, double jump, dash start. Those are always fun to watch. Maybe add a grenade in there or a sea flame and get more of that classic early game going and get a bit of Ori numing through the forest instead of that huge verticality boost, bunny hopping style that charge jump seeds provide.
That does sound good, but consider, wouldn't it be really funny if instead of that, we had climb, and then with climb, we had to go into black route?
I think after today's matches so far, I had enough of climb starts for now. But we do see the race is about to start. You can see Vespa on the right, Guard. Yep, stream is running. All right. And into the seed we go in a few seconds. And let's see what this seed actually has in store for us.
Yeah, we are going to be getting a good look at some of our first pickups very soon. First, we're going to have our runners skip the prologue here. It's a very important step. And then we will have them heading left. But first, we're getting told good luck on our rando. It's important.
Yes, we have this LT functionality where you can replay the last pickup message because unlike in a lot of item randomizers, you cannot actually see what the item you're about to pick up is going to be until you actually pick it up. We can see here the first pickup is a keystone, maybe showing to be a bit of a 2 keystone start into left plates. We'll see how that continues. And then one of the few non-randomized pickups, the first energy cell. In this game, you do need energy to save, and because playing the game without the ability to save is inherently unfun, we just decided that energy cell does not get randomized. But yeah, we can also see Vespa kind of starting to collect a bit of experience. In case of an early Blackroot start, you want to have 1 level up by that time to skip a cutscene there. And with this, we're reaching Sign. Want to talk a bit about Sign?
Sign is your little fairy. If you played Ocarina of Time, Sign is kind of like Navi, but unlike Navi, Sign is violent. Sign is, in fact, Ori's primary method of attacking enemies at the beginning of the game. We'll see Sign do out these little spirit flame attacks, destroy these purple walls here on the left with guard, and Sign is nice to have for that reason. There's a couple other abilities that use Sign, most notably it charge flame if we get it later, but it looks like we are going to get a 2 keystone start here, which means our runners are going to be able to open the first door and head deeper into the sunken glades.
Yes, those keystones being stones to be put in those doors. And we also get the Sunstone. That is one of the 2 mandatory dungeon keys required to beat the game. But yeah, these keystones are not locked to any particular door. Instead, you can put them into any door you want, and in this case you kind of need to put them in the first door because that's the only way to progress. On the right side we can see Vespa and also on the left guard going for this check called fake flippers, in bit of remembrance to a Link to the Past randomizer, where you take a poison swim and use the Alt R return to spawn ability built in into the rando to go back to spawn before the poison water kills you. Guard taking a bit of an unfortunate death, but luckily that was just an ability cell, so our runners are basically still head to head, even if Vespa has that one ability cell advantage. But yeah, we are going into left plates, and this is gonna be about a minute more of clearing, I think.
Yeah, our runners really only have 4 pickups left that they can check with their current set of skills. They've got the keystone by the mapstone. They've got the mapstone turn in itself. Guard is heading there, and Wesper right behind him. We'll be able to see if we're going to see our first skill here. Nope, it's just another keystone. We're getting a lot of stones. We've gotten some keystones, we've gotten some map stones, we've gotten the sunstone, really just getting the full variety of stone sampling, and we've gotten climb.
I kinda hate you for jinxing this seed now, Aiko, but that's fine. So climb is one of 2 intended methods of interacting with walls in Ori. One being wall jump, the other being climb. Climb allowing to do exactly what the name suggests, cling onto walls and just move up and down on them. This opens up this area earlier alluded to called Blackroot Barrows, as well as most of Blade's Loop. But on the left side, we actually see our next skill already with Charge Flame.
Wall interaction charge flame start. It's just everyone's favorite way to play the randomizer. It's good because there aren't a lot of checks and you can do them very quickly. Actually, none of those things are true. It's bad because there are a lot of checks and you can do none of them quickly.
Yeah, Climb being the better of the 2 options, because Climb does actually not put the entire right side of the map into logic without any further help. We can see Vespa needing to push the rock on the right because he took a bit of damage, so he can't go for a damage boost being on 1 health. That would kill him. So Guard going a bit ahead in the early game here. Now has a safety health cell, so things are fine again. Never mind, takes a damage, so now he will need to be careful on this flower right here. Uh, takes an unfortunate death. Yeah, that area is very dangerous. There's a slime on the side and it really likes to snipe people. This is exactly what can happen if you don't land on the flower perfectly there. So with this, we can see Gar taking the lead, and I think he decides to go into Spirit Caverns.
Yep, these options at this point are really just Spirit Cavern and Climb Blackroot, and really Climb Blackroot is not a popular option, despite how much I love it so we will instead see him open up the door to Spirit Caverns and end up checking the 3 in logic pickups there, as well as potentially the 4th pickup there, which is out of logic.
Actually, scratch that. Right.
Oh,
With
I
Charge
lied. The
Flame,
charge
we
flame
have
tree.
the ability to go to the Charge Flame tree, yeah. And with that being our second tree, we'll now talk a bit about the clue mechanic that's gonna come up very soon here.
Yeah, so in this Forest Trees goal mode, we have to get to each of the 10 vanilla skill locations, and the 10th of those, or every 3 of those, we're going to get a clue about the location of one of this game's dungeon keys: the Sunstone, the Water Vein, and the Gumon Seal. The reason that system is in place is because you need 2 of those 3 keys to complete the game. You need the Water Vein to get the Bash Tree in this game mode, which is one of those 10 skill tree locations, and you need the Sunstone, which we already have, luckily, to get the into Mount Horu and complete the final escape. And here we have a larger point of divergence between the two runners, with Wesper heading into Blackroot Burrows, while Guard is now heading to those Spirit Cavern checks we were talking about earlier.
Yes, and on the right side, you can see the first use of Save Anywhere. You can get the game to think you close the ability menu, but actually keep it open, move behind it, level an ability, and that will save your game. So you walk into this cutscene trigger, reload your game, and the game thinks the cutscene has already played. The slow zone stays there, but you do not have to watch any lore. Sorry if you were here for the lore, but our runners like to go fast, so we're probably not gonna see any cutscenes here.
The randomizer's hardly lore compliant, anyways. And Guard finding Grenade in that Spirit Caverns area. That'll actually be really nice. Grenade lets you skip a few things in Blackroot, as well as opening up some pickup slots. So Guard putting off Blackroot till later is actually going to get to save a bit of time by doing that.
Yeah, interestingly enough, Grenade and Sea Flame mostly have the same role in the early game. Grenade, obviously, as well as a Charge Flame, being able to break blue plants, which have pickups in the randomizer, but also Grenade opening up a few more extra checks in the spawn area with those lanterns that have to be. And very nice, Vesper on the right, getting that climb ramp without a problem. That is super hard to get. It's very precise, very finicky, but just flying through it, very nice. And with this, I like this. On the left side, Guard is deciding to continue and is now gonna keep this save anywhere open for later because he's so constrained on energy that he doesn't really have the option to place a multitude of saves. So we're gonna see him use the Frankie behind the save anywhere to break the floor with that menu blocking half a screen. And now he's probably gonna
He
throw
got
the
double jump. That's double jump there. Wow, that is a huge find. Guard finding double jump in Valley Entry. That is massive. It is going to give him the ability to get a lot of the early checks in this area. And that check isn't something we'll necessarily see Wesper go back for early. That is a huge find for him.
Yeah, very nice. One of the abilities that can actually speed up Blackroot by a bit later because you can skip, especially in tandem with Grenade, you can skip some of those auto-scroller parts. And even better, Double Jump actually puts most of the right side in logic now because this area right here needs the Double Jump to be considered in logic if you have a climb start instead of a wall jump start. With this, Guard can now continue to check a few more pickups and head over to the right side of the map. Maybe going towards Grotto, maybe also deciding to Ironhead to Blackroot. We will see.
Yeah, it looks like Guard is just abandoning the entire concept of Blackroot, which I don't blame him. It's scary. It's dark. I don't want to go there. Do you want to go there?
No, Blackroot is a slow area. There is always a case to be made to go there early because of that clue system we talked about. Blackroot will in general be your third tree, so you get the first dungeon clue hint. But we do have the Sunstone, so there's a very real chance you're gonna get either the Sunstone clue, which you already have, or the Gumon Seal clue, so you're not gonna get any important information from your third tree, so it doesn't matter that much to put it off for later. So with this, we can now just straight up go right side and go to those more dense areas like the Swamp Loop or the Grotto area.
In the meantime, Westford just finished up his checks in the Blackroot area. We got that the first clue was in fact that Sunstone clue, so no new information found. Also found that on the dash tree itself was extra double jump. So once Westford gets his double jump, he'll be very happy to have that. Having 3 jumps is in fact much nicer than having 2. However, as we said, it might be a while before he does that. On the other hand, Guard, when he gets there, will be happy to have his 3rd jump. But again, it might be a while before Guard goes to Blackroot as he makes his way through this grove area.
Yeah, I would assume Vespa to go for the area. Oh, never mind. Let's talk about this. Gets the micro ledge with a bit of wriggling. Very nice. You need that micro ledge to get to the left wall without wall jump. Very nicely done. Really has those climb stats down. But I would assume that Vespa is gonna head over to the valley entry area very soon, simply because there isn't anything else to do for him. He doesn't have 2 or 3 or 4 energy to break into right side via Death Gauntlet, so the seed really has only one direction for him. Meanwhile, on the left side, we get Gard deciding to not take the shortcut to Grotto, instead opting to Alt R and use that mega energy to go through Death Gauntlet. And takes an
Ooh.
unfortunate death. Oh no,
Oh,
that
that's a
will
pretty big time
require
loss,
him to
actually.
rewatch the cutscene of Kuro searching for Ori. That is quite good for Vespa if he wants to catch up on progression here.
Oh yeah, definitely. That is a bit of an oof death for Guard here, but he still has a fair bit of just in terms of what skills he has, a nice little advantage. But Guard definitely pretty upset. You can see that mouse movement wiggling, indicating that he is a little bit frustrated with what just happened. And who wouldn't be?
Yeah, no one likes watching cutscenes in their speed game, and Gad just had to watch the same cutscene twice. That is not gonna be happy about that. But yeah, also really showing that one base energy is providing a bit problematic for our runners here, because as mentioned, you need energy to save or heal. So with that, if you only have one energy, you do not get to do a lot of safety saves. Guard deciding to do some extra checks on the second time through. Let's see if he still wants to go for Death Gauntlet or goes the normal way this time. Seems to decide to not do the Alt Death Gauntlet again. Who can blame him? Death Gauntlet deals a lot of damage with the poison water, and then the spikes on the way to Death Gauntlet, another big amount of damage. With that, Gad going over here to Grotto, which is about the most pickup dance area you can be in. So very nice place to be. Vespar, meanwhile, finding his grenade. Trying to skip C Flame 3 earlier, so that's gonna take a minute or two more until he gets there. But yeah, gets his grenade, so that's another skill for him. And now climbs past that projectile. That projectile will actually not hit you while you climb. Very nice. And hopefully goes left and finds his next skill there.
Yep. Meanwhile, we have Guard checking this Death Gauntlet area that he was dying on the way to from behind. He'll be able to get every pickup here except for the one in the roof. We'll see if he does the Charge Flame strat through the wall to get the plants up there. Yeah, it does look like he's going for it. Ooh, you can, in fact, as long as you're in the sort of upper right corridor up here, grab this pickup, and he finds the Grotto Teleporter. Not very useful, but yeah, on the right, Wesper has picked up his double jump and is going to, in fact, have 3 jumps, which is very nice. Ooh, nice. A
Vespa
health cell in the water for Guard, which will
Vespa
be.
opting to not skip this cutscene. So this is funnily enough a base skippable cutscene. Once it starts, you can press the skip cutscene button, and that will skip half of it. But you still got sign floating around telling you about the location of the dungeon trees. So Vespa takes a bit of a time loss here by actually watching this. However, if you do skip this cutscene, you do not get the teleporter. So if we later need to return here to go left side via the usual way instead of finding a Valley TP or a Sora TP, this can actually pay off for him. We will see what the
Guard,
seed has for us. So far, we
yeah.
don't know.
Guard makes the water vein check, and it's not a water vein. However, it is an orb, and it is blue. He gets his 3rd energy cell, which is great. He gets with that energy refill, he is going to be able to. He does the save anywhere trick or the rekindle trick there, and he has 2 energy left to make his way into this little 2 energy door area, which we sometimes call the glide vault, because 4 holy dang, it's been 4 years since the first Ori Rando tournament, and in the first Ori Rando tournament, this room had glide in it like twice. So it's the glide vault now. We're good at naming
Yes,
things.
we are very good at naming things. The vault part actually being nice, vault being kinda an indicator for things being locked behind energy doors. We have a lot of those vaults. The one in Spider's Egg area, for example, is called Progression Vault because progression has been there like twice at some point. But yeah.
Hey, it was like 3 times. That's a much better name. Three is a much better amount of times. And ooh, clean water in one of the upper grotto plane here. That's actually really nice. Means our runners are not going to have to worry about being damaged by poison in the final escape. and they're also going to be able to make some more checks here. Guard showing off some neat energy ramps and finding, or climb ramps, and finding his fourth energy, which he can then use to open the 4 energy door down here in this grotto vault area.
Yes, another vault for our heisters here. A nice area if you have the energy or if you're willing to do some very hard strats. Has a high chance of pickups. Let's see if it pays off. On the right, we can see Vespa retracing guard strats. Sadly, not getting the level up on the door. Trying to go for the energy glitch where you can get an energy stuck in there, but decides to not go for it. It is not in logic after all, and it is kind of hard to do since you need to actually put in energy on the frame you leave the door range, which is kind of precise. It takes a nice intentional death to save some time on the climbing back up part, and yeah, with that we are going down. Or are we? We are actually checking the grenade lock pickup. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe Gar checked that earlier, so Vespa being a bit more thorough here.
Yeah, I'm not sure Guard could have checked this with without wall jump and only with climb. Guard didn't have triple jump at the time, so he wouldn't be able to get the pickup the way that. Does Wesper remember that he has triple jump? Okay, he gets it.
Yes, he wasn't climb ramping there. He was actually using
Oh, okay.
a first double jump as a replacement for wall jump. So you basically got the same arc you would have with wall jump, double jump there. But still gets the pickup. Just an ability cell here, but still very nice to remember. He can do that check thanks to the extra double jump. Um, so far, nothing important in Grotto except for that clean water that might come into play. Water actually drastically reducing the amount of resources required to finish the seed. So that's always a nice find. Vespa just retracing gas steps here, going into the grove area. There is an option for divergence at the Kuro cutscene area. Let's see if Vespa decides to go to Swamp Loop or not. God skipping the mini boss and finding the water vein. Now that's a good find right here.
Yeah, it's actually really fun. We had earlier a energy cell from the vanilla water vein, and that energy cell down here was the water vein for us. You know, just a little trade of places, nice and neat.
And that will be a huge comfort for Guard. He now knows the only thing he needs to finish this seed is a comfortable skill set, because the dungeon keys are not gonna be stomp blocked or anything like that. He has both the water vein and the sunstone, which means he has access to the bash tree, that one being in Ginzo, and the final escape being in Horror. He just needs to find some skills to actually clear the entire map.
Yep. Specifically, he's going to need. Oh, well, there's charge jump. That is absolutely a skill that is nice to have to clear the map. Um, our runners are still in search of a left side teleporter or bash or stomp. One of those things is required to get over to the left side of the map. But other than that, like you said, it's just going to be what do these runners need to feel like they're in a comfortable go mode. And I guess we'll find what that is when we see them start to check skip picks.
Yeah, Cat might actually be in a comfortable mode besides that left side access, because I assume Chat is gonna be spamming 3 out of 3 about right now, because Cat just got a very nice combinations of skill on the left side of his ability wheel there.
Yeah, that grenade, charge, jump, climb right next to each other can be used for a skill combination known as a glitch rather known as a grenade jump. You can throw a grenade while charging up a charge jump on a wall, let go of that charge jump a frame later, and you will do a charge jump that doesn't slow down, which is very, very good for moving fast. And I think we'll see Guard go for one of those pretty soon. He doesn't do one here because he's trying to avoid falling into a cutscene trigger. I'm guessing we're actually going to see Guard heading straight up to the Ginso tree from here. I think that would make a decent amount of sense. He might take a stop by and visit the Stomp tree first because it is in the area and he has everything he needs to reach it. And I do think that is what we're going to see here.
Yeah, and I'm very interested if Gart is going to go swimming, because we had this skill combination just one day ago on a weekly preliminary, and that took a long time for a lot of our runners, because the left side axis was actually a buried Zoro TP underwater. But yeah, there you can see Gart showing off those grenade jumps. Very nice. Every time he does one of those, that is a one frame trick. You need to time your jump and your grenade one frame after each other. Hasn't missed any of yet, and they just look absolutely amazing.
Yeah, guard making this look easy here. He's gonna head up, make his way pretty safely and securely to this stomp tree. It does not look like he is interested in checking the underwater pickups. We'll see if he goes for the grenade pickup. He is not activating the switch, so it looks like he's just going for the short, quick pickups, and looks like he is ready to get his fourth tree, and it is the Gumon seal. All right, we have all the dungeon keys. We have a lot of very nice skills. Really, all we need is some way to get to the left side of the map.
Yeah, and I am very interested in Gad's routing here. Is he gonna get nervous about the potential fall on TP progression, or is it just going to be digging into Ginso and hoping your progression is there? We will see where Gad goes. Vespa is gonna reach the grotto area soonish, and I do not think Vespa is going to skip any of the checks God did there. So once that's done, he should have both his grenade jumps and his clean water. Let's hope he won't skip, especially the clean water. But yeah, looks like God is gonna go back up. I would assume probably towards Swamp, towards that Ginso tree, and then we will enter the first dungeon of the game.
Yeah, guard has to be worried about his keystone count. He's only got 2. Not having enough keystones in Ginso has been something that has plagued several runners in this tournament so far. It's just kind of frustrating. There are 6 checks before the first keystone door in Ginso, but really there's no guarantee about any amount of keystones there. And Spirit Light efficiency, which guard just found, is very nice, but it's not keystones. You cannot buy keystones in this game.
And there you saw the first missed G jump. As mentioned, those are very hard. But yeah, with that Spirit Light efficiency, that will double all experience God will receive for the remainder of the seed, and that experience can be used in a variety of ways. But
Ooh,
stop
dash.
everything, we found Dash, and now we have a very nice skill set right here.
Yeah, it looks like Guard is throwing caution to the wind and is going to head up the Ginso tree with those 2 keystones. Hopefully he finds 2 more here, otherwise he will have to backtrack and do a very obnoxious key duplication, which can be done on basically most key doors in the game, but depending on where that door is and where the loading zones nearby the door are, can be very obnoxious. And this is one such area. Guard skilling charge dash, getting dash up to its full power. Now he can use dash to do a number of things, including go very fast and make funny noises.
Yes, and that charge dash will cost energy. I believe we saw a save scam charge dash efficiency in Black Road earlier from Vespa. I am not actually sure about that. But interestingly enough, with this set of skills, basically the entire right side of the map is open, and at any point there we could get our left side access, and our runners will need left side access. That's the one thing that is really stopping them from just stopping checks. um,
Guard
we
is, I
we
think
need left
that's
side
too hard.
access,
Yeah.
and yeah, and guard on the left, as you alluded to, is going for this D dash redirect. Very nice, gets it now. Charge dash, as a lot of the other exploding abilities, storm charge, flame grenade, can redirect projectiles with the impact. And in charge dash's case, it's gonna be perfectly horizontal if there's no enemy to charge dash to nearby. Makes quick work of the mini boss. 1 charge jump, 2 charge dashes will deal with that.
Uh,
But what about that
no
keystone card?
keystones. Well, the next 2 pickups could both be keystones. We'll see. That's not a keystone. It's key dupe time. Oh, well, there was one. That's not enough. So guard is heading back down, ready to do his key dupe here. We'll see which version of this he takes. Um, Takes a bit of extra damage here. So the I think most commonly known version of this is to do it with a save anywhere. But there's a slightly rarer version that you can do for multiple key dupe. He is not going to go for it. He's going to get a save anywhere off right here. And oh, he's doing the 0 HP key dupe. Nice little zombie Ori key dupe. Ooh, he's got to be careful here. He's got to 0 HP. Everything will kill you. So he's got to avoid the spikes, make his way back up to that door, put those 3 keystones in that door as he takes a bit of safety health so he doesn't die instantly on the way. He's
Yeah,
got to
that
get
safety
through.
help won't do anything though, because those spikes deal more than 1 damage. But interestingly enough, we saw God go for Purple Tree here. I wonder if he's gonna continue that, because the Purple Tree got heavily changed in the randomizer. I wanna talk about the capstone ability of the Purple Tree.
The capstone ability of the purple tree turns Ori into a little bit of a hot cold detector, but right now I'm more interested in whether or not Guard will save. Okay, he gets a save off. I was really worried. You can't rekindle your save here when you do the save anywhere one, and respawning with 0 health would have meant he would have had to make this trek a 3rd time, or a 4th time really, which I'm sure he would have hated to have to do. But no, he gets through and gets a ghost door and has made his way to the bash tree with just a
Yeah.
little bit of a delay.
Yeah, very nice. And speaking of Purple Tree, you can already see Vespa go for it. 4 points into Purple Tree, that gets you Ultra Magnet. That's the first kind of milestone in the Purple Tree, where suddenly all experience, all energy, all health spawned anywhere will come flow toward Ori, no matter where it is. Let's see if Respa goes for the dash. No, skips the dash pick up, which it was a
Ooh.
sequence break, I think, with the grenade jump. I'm not sure if chat jump, triple jump reaches that. No, triple jump isn't in standard jump. Anyway, scratch that. But yeah, skips the dash. That means he's not gonna be happy about that. But on the other hand, he doesn't have to put points into Blue Tree, so that's a nice consolation, I guess.
Yeah, having sense to be able to find any of the right side, left side access tools, either those skills or the teleporters, would be really nice. We'll see. Guard here is continuing up the Ginso tree a little further. I would be surprised to see him actually open the door here, in part because it would require another obnoxious key dupe. But we'll see if any of these 4 keystones have something useful. Health regen 1 is basically an extra health. He looks like he is waiting to save so that he can get a bit more health here. It's a map stone that could be relevant, but looks like, come on, get that C jump up. And it's really just nothing in the above C jump area.
Yeah, interestingly enough, opts to just peace out, not kdupe, not continue. So let's talk a bit about the game state right here. Do you think any of our runners has an actual big advantage right now? Of course, Guard has dash, but otherwise,
I think dash is a big deal, honestly. I think guard has the Gumon seal. I think that's actually the biggest deal. Guard has the Gumon seal, and because all of the left side access is going to be gated, hard gated and forlorn, I'm sure of this. It's just not going to matter. There's no recovery from this. In all seriousness, I think that Guard has maybe a small advantage. He's going to take just a lot less time here in this Blackroot area because he has much better skills for it. He put this off for a long time and was not at all punished for this. And I think his resource count for a couple important resources is a bit higher. That said, if it ends up being the case that left side access is just super buried and Wesper gets his sense, that could end up being the decider and push things further in Wesper's favor.
yes, definitely. However, as we alluded to, there is a charge dash efficiency right here in the main room, and I'm pretty sure Guard will check that afterwards. So that will basically double his energy count for charge dash purposes. You will be able to see Guard just zoom through any place he wishes after that, not having to worry about energy. But yeah, Respa retracing Guard steps here a bit. The gap having closed very heavily, especially with Respa not needing to do that, key dupe taking a long time. And Guard is out of ability points, so we're gonna get to see actually some cutscenes here.
Oh god, I didn't notice that at all. Yeah, the time Guard may have saved with his lack of not having the relevant skills here, he has to watch this cutscene, which is, I think, a total of 40-45 seconds.
I do not know the exact amount, mostly because we skip it all the time. But yeah, it is definitely a non-trivial amount of time here for the cutscene, as the statue opens and slowly enlightens the area. And then on top of that, the tree cutscene, which is also skipped with the with current methods of skipping the stage cutscene. So actually, we get to see 2 extra cutscenes here from Gan. Gets his extra double jump. He's gonna be happy about that. Yep, he is happy about that. And is now able to either continue clearing BRB, maybe go lower, maybe go towards Grenade Tree, which is completely acceptable with the current skill set, or decide for another area to dig for.
Yeah, I think Grenade Tree would be a very heads-up play here. It would continue his tree quest. It would be more in logic right side checks that could help him find left side access, skipping the dash plant, which is a bit of a choice. I don't think I really mind. I think it'd be good to get the dash plant, but there is certainly a lot of this mind guard having a little bit of trouble with the menuing here. You want to rekindle a save while that lever is being pulled, which you can use to just sort of leave it open indefinitely. See if guard even bothers to activate the teleporter, or if he's just going to head straight down. I like this. I like activating the teleporter and doing this boulder escape section because, again, it's all in logic now with his current skill set, and it's just important to make in logic checks here because it is very, really, this left side access we're looking for. It could be anywhere.
Yeah, also not needing to watch or skip the cutscene here because he broke that floor earlier. Very nice. Interesting enough, Whisper has 13 ability points or so. So if he ever wants to fill out the purple tree, he can, I think. But yeah, we kinda just have to wait for to figure out where our left side axis here is. This is gonna be a lot of thinking. And oh, I think Vespa actually went for it, right? I see Ori turning blue, so
Yep.
that is the sense right here. You can see Vespa is blue now, and whenever he gets close to important pickups, Ori will slowly turn red. With no color change on mapstones, we now know mapstones are not gonna be the deciding factor in this race because there's nothing important on a higher mapstone turn in, and yeah, if Vespa wants to, yeah, see it right there, he goes into range of the underwater pickup and then finds out there is nothing important there, just goes out immediately, no actual check necessary.
I'm sure we'll see him do a similar thing down here with the swimming. The range on sense is about 64 units, which is sort of difficult to conceptualize. We are going to see him head up here. We're actually probably going to see him actually check this. Not Yeah, he'll go for the item. The reason he actually went down there was not for he already knew it wasn't something important, but he needed actually an air refill because he wants to head down here and get close enough to see whether or not either the pickups here or anything. He is not changing colors at all, so I think we're actually probably going to see him end up letting himself be crushed by the crushers, or yeah, just quit to menu because he knows none of the things here matter. Over on the left, guard has gotten some ability points in that, thank goodness, because he is going for a cutscene skip here that if he did not take would be 70 seconds of lore or so. It is a very long cutscene and a sad cutscene too. It's just not the kind of thing you want to see. But here we go. Guard is about to get his grenade tree, and
Watch
oh
this on
my
the right
god,
side. I see a color change right here. Oh wait, no, that's the Gumansi. I thought it was the underwater pickup. Never mind. But yeah, we just saw other things happen at the same time, right?
yeah, Guard just found the Forlorn teleporter. So my prophesized Forlorn access just confirmed. In fact, we have the Gumon seal on the Stomp tree and the Forlorn teleporter on the Grenade tree. That's some serendipity right there.
Yes, definitely. And then technically, in the very worst and most horrible of senses, with Guard's 16 charge dashes is a form of left side access.
No,
I
no,
hope
it's
no
not.
of
We're
our
not.
runners will go for that because
That's a bad trick. Bad trick. We don't talk about bad tricks. What we will talk about is guard finding Wind Restored in the Glade's grenade pool. Wind Restored will make Sorrow access very easy and straightforward for these runners. It looks like Wesper, after returning home with this sense, also has honed in on there being something here. He might be a little disappointed to find it is just Wind Restored, but it is still a very nice pickup to have. And is going to make Sorrow Pass access and traversal much, much more straightforward.
yes, of course, only if they actually get glide, which they do not have at the moment. But
Right.
yeah, we can see Vespa now retracing the steps going to Gnatry, and we already know that's the fall on TP. And I am very interested both that fall on TP as well as the Kumon Seal are totally accessible in Logic. Is any of our runners going to decide to go there and maybe get some checks in? Because our progression might as well be in fall on, as you jokingly tried to say earlier.
I have never made a joke in my life, and I won't start now. Anyways, we've got guard checking the Glazer. There's nothing here. We'll see if he goes for a Grenadeser. Yeah, it looks like he is going to head up here. These are all checks that could add up because Wesper won't have to make these. He could just, from here, would be able to tell based on the color of his Ori whether or not he actually has to check this pickup. And it looks like it is nothing, just an ability cell. Which, a little unfortunate for guard, but those ability cells are nice. He gets enough of them, he could get his shiny sense of his own. But
Yes.
on the left, or on the right, sorry, Wesper is now doing his checks down in this area, but without dash, he has to be a lot more careful and is going to like bleed out a lot more time. I really think that not having that dash is going to keep biting Wesper. It's just such a nice skill to have. Makes you go fast.
Yes, and especially now that he's actually starting to collect more of the pickups, the sense versus dash advantage kind of gets lost if you actually check all of the things. So, but then again, at this point, it still will come down probably to who finds that left
Valley
side
long
exit.
swim.
And we are going to see very long swim. Heck yeah, that is one not very favored pickup, to say the least. This is a long sequence of very slow swimming, preluded by a grenade cutscene. And luckily, we have clean water, so we can actually go through this without having to deal with poison water. And let's see if it pays off. It is just a map storm. We already know those won't matter, so sadly, it doesn't pay off. We want to ride
Ooh.
Vespa going for the zombie. Let's see if he can get it with one. Oh,
Oh, this could be real bad. Wesper is now through and into the grenade area with no ability points. This could be just disastrous. Hopefully, one of the pickups around here will be some kind of AP, because if it is not, Wesper is going to have to show us some delicious lore, which he is going to be very sad about. We'll see, however. I do not remember what Guard found in these pickups here. Any of them could be an energy or an ability cell, and if that's the case, things are going to be just fine. This first one's a Mega Health. That's not it. Uh, Wesper is lining up an ability set, an ability,
grenade
a
jump.
yes, a charge jump behind the ability menu. I have a mouth and know how to use it to say words sometimes, but having a little bit of trouble with this grenade jump, which is unfortunate because otherwise he will have to do an obnoxious sequence of movements around. Gets the grenade jump, does not accidentally grenade jump into the cutscene. Oh no, he walks into the cutscene. Oh, thank God, he almost. It looks like he hadn't noticed that he was out of ability point until just there, but he's really only got this one last pickup to check, and if this pickup does not have an ability cell behind it, it's going to be lore time.
Yeah, and guard on the left, finding warmth, one of those pickups that will trigger Sense Light after Vesper, but don't do anything, so it doesn't matter. And now heading over to Inner Swarm, that's gonna be a lot of swimming, a lot of time. And Vesper unluckily not getting that ability cell or enough XP for a level up. This is gonna be lore time, and we're gonna be sitting here for a minute and some more.
Delicious. We've got some swimming, we've got some lore, light and darkness, and innocence born. The
Yeah,
innocence of playing soccer with a grenade, you know.
of course, as we all know, so its diffused grenades are definitely safe enough to use as a ball, as we can see in this cutscene. But with this, our potential pool of pickups for to be our progression is ever shrinking. I think we didn't see a progression word check yet from either of our runners, or above Spider Lake we didn't see Horror Fields, but that's not in logic. We also didn't see the lower areas of Lost Grove, and otherwise, there's always Forlorn left.
There's Forlorn, Lost Grove Long Swim. The sequel to this cutscene, which is not skippable, even if you have ability points, though they could grenade jump past it. We've actually gotten to see that cutscene once in this tournament already. We really are getting just the most delicious lore tidbits here. But yeah, no, Wesper is going to make his way down here, and he's going to get his Forlorn TP. We'll see if he decides to read the seed and know the one true fact, which is that progression must be in Forlorn.
Well, I wouldn't call it the one true fact yet, because the options are always there. Well, let's see what Respa decides. There are a few on-offs, or you can just take the hit and go to Forlorn. And if Respa decides to go here right now and Forlorn is the place, then that could be an advantage. But no, Vespa also not deciding for Forlorn. Gad at this point, oh no, goes for a nice grenade jump position. Let's see if he can get it. Yeah, flies straight over this entire upper Swamp Loop area, and is now gonna go check the pickups he orphaned earlier while going to Storm Tree. We already saw the swim portion earlier, and now he's taking the rest of it. Let's see if progression is here. I would be surprised, but it can always happen. One-offs happen, and missed loops also happen. And on the other side, we can see Vespa going towards the Lost Grove area. This is a potential play here, and is also a place where progression can be, because with that climb charge jump, you can get logically down here. We have clean water to actually check the underwater pickup, and we have grenade to open all the doors. So let's see if this pays up for Vespa.
Guard is frantically looking around and coming to the unenviable conclusion that all of his pickup checks left are just really terrible. We'll see. I think he looks like he's going to do Grove Loop cleanup because he saw that his options besides that are Forlorn and the stuff that Wesper's doing. So we'll end up seeing which of these ends up being important. Wesper is going to be getting into sense range of some of these pickups pretty soon, which would be very nice. I think the only pickup here that you can't really get any information about with sense is the experience past the cutscene over to the left. Everything else he should be able to get some amount of information about without having to get it. Most notably, he won't have to do the long swim because unless it's something because he would actually be turning red already if that were the case.
Yes, and now Vespa can. Oh, there's
Ooh.
the laser puzzle. You cannot just you can't just. Oh no, never mind. I am talking wrong information. He was just sense checking the upper area. That was a very reasonable play, taking the intentional death to just reset. I think he thought his save was a bit earlier or closer to the teleporter, but that was a reasonable play there.
Forlorn,
But now going to
Forlorn. Yes, all right. And soon we will see that Esper has made the soul read and that he will be changing colors. Because I wouldn't lie to you, friends. I'm sure there is something here. All right, nothing at that keystone.
Yeah, but we can already see even with that dash, we're getting about the same amount of checks in just because Vespa has that sense, and that sense can. If you save 2 seconds on every check and you check 50 pickups, that's still 2 minutes saved, right? And it's a lot more than 2 seconds on checks like that. Lost Grove long swim that we just saw done in basically 2 seconds. All right, getting to go up for some gravity shenanigans, taking the orb into the cutscene. This will allow him to check the one pickup during the cutscene, then check the spider XP, and then take an intentional death to warp to the entrance of Forlorn. Very nicely done here. And Guard, on the meantime, going for Horror Fields. I do not believe that is actually in logic, but that doesn't mean that nothing can be here. And yeah, we see Vespa take the reload, which will get him out of Forlorn. And this Forlorn entrance area is actually logically accessible. So let's see if our
He's changing
progression
colors. He's
is
changing
highly.
colors. He's
And
changing
he
colors.
is
This counts,
changing
by the way.
colors.
This counts.
Let-
This absolutely counts. And oh my god, it's the Star teleporter. Right side access from Forlorn. Forlorn entrance still counts. I'm very smart. And by that I mean Vesper is very smart because he made the correct play here and is going to be able to make his way to the left side of the map with that Star teleporter from Forlorn. This is so beautiful.
Yes, very nice. We basically, I love how we're getting a repeat from the first Saturday seed. But yeah, with this thorough teleporter found, Vespa has no access through the entirety of the map. Can use that climb charge jump. Does not need that dash for anything in here. He can just straight up go to the trees, head down towards Sakura Rocks, and then go even further down, Valley Misty. He has access to everything of the map. Let's see if he actually wants to finish like this or is gonna do a small amounts of sense digging for maybe one extra skill at this point. We don't really have a lot of weak skills left. The most likely things to find are Bash and Glide, which are obviously gonna make it a lot easier for our runners here if we find one of those. But Vespa now having to do a series of very hard
There's something on the
damage
CGM
boost,
tree.
and there's something on the CGM tree, yeah, but Vespa, you will need to get a zombie or an augmented damage boost here. One of the two is gonna be necessary to get this. Let's see what he goes for. Yeah, opens the zombie, has
Oh, this frog
one
keeps murdering him. Oh no.
ability left. He has one ability point left and one ability left. So he just needs to cross these first spikes and reach the left wall without dying. Until then, yes, gets the charge jump, and now he needs to get at the correct place on the floor. I think.
Anywhere on this
Yeah,
floor should do.
zombie
I think all
there.
he has to
Yeah,
do and then just charge jump. All he's got to do is charge jump.
and get the charge jump off before. Yeah. Okay.
All right, there we go.
And now things aren't over because this is actually kinda precise-ish. You need to get all the way down,
I
get
think
the
he's
sky
good
jump,
and gets
and
it.
he's
All right,
got
what do we got here? There's something here. We know it's good. Is it the Valley Teleporter? Is it charge? It is. I cannot quite see
it's
it.
wall jump.
Wall jump, beautiful. Wall jump from the charge jump tree.
Oh
I love the
no.
randomizer.
Alright, but we see God going towards Fallout. This is very nice. He will get to Sorrow soon. And by soon I mean in probably about 2 to 3 minutes here. But yeah, Vespa still ahead and will re-teleport to the Sorrow tree. Can now take the upper path and actually go down the entire Sorrow main shaft. Maybe doing a sense flag or two along the way and then going towards Valley Main.
Yep. We are actually going to see Guard make all of these checks here, but we didn't really know what these were, but we knew none of them are skills or left side teleporters, which is what he is thirsting for right now. He needs those pickups, and we know if he continues on this path, he's going to find one, but he might end up not checking those outer pickups. We will have to see, pay attention to the left side of the screen in about 30 seconds, but for now, keep look to the right and see what Whisper finds on his drop down. Looks like he is not checking any extra pickups, which makes a lot of sense. He has sense, making the sensible play and not checking any of these unsensed pickups, and is instead going to head over and get his feather with. Ooh, is he changing colors? No, it's just the background. Those little visual illusions, and makes his way to the feather tree. Guard is going to head out here, is going to find his Sorrow teleporter, is setting up for a nice grenade jump. Actually, I didn't know that surface was climbable. Today I learned
Yeah,
a thing.
same. This is the first time I'm actually seeing this setup. This is beautiful. You learn something every seed you watch or play. Very amazing. But yeah, Vespa can now finally get a bit can now finally the oh, that swamp TP is beautiful. That is not useful at all. But can finally get his tree clean up. He just needs to finish up with the grenade tree. And interestingly enough, Vesper doesn't have dash, Guard has dash. But on the other hand, Guard still needs 3 trees. Vesper has a true tree advantage right here with having done the both the glide tree, which has a long cutscene attached to it, and the upper parts of Sorrow. So this is catch up here. Using that dash to catch up, I am very excited to see where this is going. Nice ducking there to skip all the planned shots, and now we can do a glideless, bashless Misty. Oh joy.
Yeah, this area in Misty is intended to be the actual literal name of this area is Glide Tutorial, but this you can't really do a glide tutorial without glide. It's really just kind of a pain tutorial. You how to take damage and get hurt by spikes and be sad. That is what we're learning here today. Interested to see what Vesper's doing here. All right, he looks like he is getting some extra health by a save, and then is going to set up for. Yeah, he needed 4 health to damage boost here on these spikes. So he went down to save. Guard gets his wall jump and his charge jump tree. Probably more interested in the charge jump tree than the wall jump at this point. But Vesper is going to be able to skip all these pickups that he doesn't care about. Ooh, gets just under that frog shot, which would have killed him, and is ready. Is going to want to plop down some more safety saves pretty soon, I'm sure. And yeah, there we go. Now he's just got to very carefully triple jump through this area. 1, 2, and he'll take 1 damage here and be just fine. Who is he? Nope. Still not
And
changing color.
gets the level up, so we're
Yeah, that's
fine on
very
health
good.
for the second stretch of Misty. Very nice. That room after this one, the big spiky reef is gonna be very brutal on Vespa. So that's gonna be nice if he to have the level up here and actually get all 2 damage boosts that he can have with his 7 health there. But yeah, Guard making leeway now just needs I think yeah, needs to get the Kuro rocks broken, which will happen very soon. Oh, let's see, Vespa, can you get the reef? Nice, gets the reef, and with that he is through Misty. Meanwhile, Guard on his tail, 1 tree behind, and he has dash for Misty, which will speed this up by a long shot. I think this might be our favorite thing where it comes down to
Execution in the final escape in my Ori Randomizer Tournament. Shocked Pikachu face. But yeah, Wesper is going to make his return to the spawn area just as Guard is getting his Night 3. So Guard is going to have to hurry through this Misty Wood so he can get caught up. But yeah, it really could come down to that. Guard is going to save a ton of time, both with his superior grenade jump percentage. We've seen Guard missing far fewer of those than Wesper, as well as just having Dash. Dash makes the final escape faster. It makes it safer and easier too. We are going to see how our runners perform in this limited skill set. Oh, Guard is sensing sends Dash for just a second, but decides not to go up for it. That hopefully doesn't come back to bite him, but we will have to end up seeing what ends up
Yeah, I mean,
happening
at
here.
this point, you are also focused on preparing to mentally set up your final escape, right? How do you want to clear these rooms? And that was a very minor change for just a fraction of a second. I would not be surprised if I didn't even realize that. But yeah, now the first part here, he needs to get through this. Oh no, takes a
Oh, takes a
huge
huge death.
death.
He's all the way back down here. There is not, without Stomp, without Bash, they can do a Charge Flame redirect. He may have noticed the color change there, but he does not seem to go for it. But oof, that death is going to cost him. That is massive. Oh, ow. I am still wincing from that. That Guard is going to absolutely be able to catch up to him here. This is going to be very close.
Yeah, and Vespa is absolutely required to nail some of these grenade jumps in the final escape. Very excited for that. We also know none of our runners have Stomp, which is why Vespa is doing this. I believe he wanted to set up for a charge flame redirect, but didn't get the charge flame charge in time, so the bailing just flew into his face. Instead, we're gonna see some momentum storage here, where he repeatedly attacks this bailing without aggroing
I
it,
don't think
and
he
the
hit it.
moment it aggroes it,
Oh yeah, no,
that
he has increased damage. So the amount you actually need to hit there for the aggro depends on how much Spirit Flame damage you had, and I was worried about there for a second, but it turned out not to matter because he had some bonus damage from the ability tree, so he had to hit it far fewer times. Because he does not have dash, he actually does need to get this grenade jump, I think, to be able to make it across this room. Having some trouble with the setup. If he takes too long, that elemental that he killed is actually going to respawn, so hopefully he can get this soon. And ooh, he looks like he's just trying to go for it with double jump. That's not going to work. So good thing he
the quad
saved here.
jump will work, but I'm not sure if he actually managed to escape. And remember, Guard went to Horu earlier. He has the Horu teleporter, so Guard now taking the lead on the stretch to Horu and can now enter the final escape, deciding to skip the door warp at this point because well, the door warp doesn't save that much time if you can just absolutely annihilate the mini boss blocking the final door. The lava is drained in the randomizer after. So yeah, while Vespa needs to get this grenade jump, which is kind of sadly infiniting him right now, Guard gets 500 XP on the final escape, and we're off into the final escape here.
Yep. Okay. He destroys this barrier. He's going to go up and around. Ooh, takes some damage here. Decides to go over instead of hunting for friendly spikes. Gets through the lava plume there and is onto the elemental room. He's either going to need to nail a grenade jump here or take a damage boost. He decides to go for the damage boost. Is up and over and now is ready to make his way into the S-bend area. This does not look like it's causing him any trouble. He has clean water, so this is a little breath of reprieve before he gets to this last room. And we will see what he does to try and avoid spawning Kuro. Westbird just got his grenade jump. But that is not going to get him here fast enough because Guard is in this final room, does a flawless double jump, charge jump, skip of that Kuro spawn plane, and now just needs to set up for the final escape grenade jump and nails it first try. That is going to be Guard coming out with a finish here, and he is going to be the winner in this showcase matchup.
Yeah, it's very nice from Guard. He does not get soft locked. If he got soft locked here, he would, which can happen if you just aim your grenade jump a little off. That would have been a disaster. But instead, nicely done. Gets through the entire escape first try and will finish as first of our featured matchup as Vespa is starting on his door bomb.
Yep, on the right, Westfer is doing a one frame trick where you, on the first frame of the game, can press up and doors will just take you to different places. It's very magical. He decides to do the thing that Guard did and chooses violence instead. Sometimes glitches work, but violence is always reliable. You can always kill this mini boss. You do not have to time things at a one frame door. And really, we here support using violence to access dungeons. So this is going to be good. This is going to let Westfer access his final escape, which is going to be substantially more tricky in a few places, both because he doesn't have dash and because he only has 3 jumps, having gone for Scent instead.
I do think Sense was definitely the sensible play in the seat, especially with not having dash, but not having quad jump will hurt Vespa in this escape. Has to nail a lot of grenade jumps without having a glide, bash, or dash. Those are absolutely required for beating this escape. So in real, let's see how he goes.
Yep, all right. He is off to the races, gets past the first room, is going through this meteor area. Presumably will do the same thing Guard did, break this open, and is actually gets pushed through the ceiling, does not charge flame that from far enough away to avoid those rocks spawning. But that's all right. That one was a prank. We are going to go through here, and now this is our first real attempt here. He's going to break that open, and now is going to carefully jump around. We'll see if he goes for the, yep, lands on the friendly spikes. Those are nice. They do not damage you. Because he doesn't have C jump here, because he doesn't have dash here. Ooh, that is not the wall. That is lava. You can't play in lava. You cannot wall jump from lava. You can only die in lava. He is instead going to have to go through this again. But yeah, he needs to nail a grenade jump to get past that lava pillar there. And that is going to be important. Ooh, has a meteor fall on his head. Never fun. Meteors, not good to have land on your head. However, he should still be okay if that's the only damage he takes. Looks like he's practicing charge jumps grenade jumps. That's fire. You do not want to land in the fire.
Yeah, to provide some context for the crazy stuff Respa is doing here, this final escape is a sense of triggers that spawn a timed instant kill plane, which you can see when Kuro just swoops down and instantly kills Ori, and he needs to hit certain triggers to make those go away. You can see the moment he breaks that first floor, he stops getting the instant kill plane up, and he is doing that, and then trying to get to the left wall to kind of cross this area without spawning the next trigger. Being up here allows him to kind of skip that, but that triple jump will sadly not reach this area. He will need a grenade jump or at least get on the ground and try it, climbing up the right wall. So let's see if Respa is able to adapt here on his next attempt.
Yeah, and we'll see. This is just hard strats to do here. I like this whole if he does a grenade jump to the left wall and then makes it all the way, he can then from there head back to the right wall. But we'll see. This might actually be bad. Even if he gets this grenade jump, he will still be in a position that is pretty precarious. Okay, gets that grenade jump there. Goes a bit too high. Is now over where he needs to be. But I'm guessing he can just sort of drop down from under. Yeah, 1 jump, 2 jump, and gets through there. He can do a charge dash here. Now he needs to do a charge jump or a grenade jump here on time pressure. Gets it first try. Ooh, that is very good. That was going to be one of the harder parts of this remaining escape. And now he just needs to make his way through his S-bend room. As soon as he gets to the water, he is safe for a bit. But because he only has 3 jump to Guard's 4, he is still going to have a bit of a dicey time here. We'll see what strategy he ends up going for. There's a grenade jump you can take here, but it is only good for 2. But yeah, all right, he does make his way through here, and he is past the hard part. He just needs to do one last grenade jump to skip part of the final cutscene here, and he lines up for it, does not get it, decides not to go for it, and is just going to go for the slower finish. That is GG to Wesper. He'll be holding right for about a minute and a half.
Yeah, very nice showing from Vespa here. This race, except for some of the grenade jumps at the end, got really close with Vespa actually being ahead at the Sorrow TP. Very nice again, GG to Vespa. Definitely a reasonable thing to skip that final grenade jump, because if you mess that up, you softlock and have to go through this entire thing again. So yeah, with that, Vespa is gonna be holding right for about 1 more minute and then gonna get his official race time as we close out this showcase.
Yeah, this has been honestly a really sweet race. We saw a wonderful skill set to check all of the right side and finding basically nothing except for the Forlorn teleporter, which led us on a beautiful, beautiful chase into Sorrow. That was
Yeah.
really just a wonderful seed. And wow, looks like we are going to get Guard here. We'll pull him in once Wesper finishes holding right, which will not take very long. Looks like
Yeah.
it is going to be with some nice little Naru hops for Swag. Swag is time neutral, everybody. A final time of 59:21 for Westbridge. GG. It looks like we have both our runners on deck. I'm going to pull them in for comms. Hello, good game to both of you.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah,
All
maybe
right.
it's the first question right here. That was kind of a rough seat. This entire left side deck. Wanna talk about your thoughts a bit about what made you finally go to follow and how you were structuring that dig for left side expert? Maybe starting with you, Guard.
Yeah, I mean, I was in go mode for like 20 minutes and I completely forgot we have Forlorn TP. And then I realized I had it and I said, I don't have anything else to check really. And I went there and it was for a Sorrow TP outside of Forlorn. I was just shaking my head, totally. I'm not doing a great job representing Team Forlorn, not going there sooner. Sorry, Muffin.
All right, and Wesper, how about you? What made you decide to make the power play into Forlorn?
So just having none of the 4 things to get into left side, any of Stomp, Bash, or Valley Sorrow TPs would have gotten me, and so that was the why I picked up Sense, which is like normally not a play I would make. But it just any of those 4 things would light it up. And once we had Forlorn access, it's an area that's pretty easy to sweep through and at least get kind of close to things. So that's why I ended up going there, find the Sorrow TP, and it was straightforward from there.
All right. Speaking of sense, Wesper, my second question for you is: did you notice that you started changing colors when you were going from the Swamp TP into Horror Fields, or was that not something?
With that
Sorry.
a bit, I didn't see any light up on the way to Horror Fields.
Okay, it was just a little bit. You were sensing the ability cell to the left of Ginso as you were leaving the swamp teleporter. I do not blame you for missing it. It was only for a little bit, but that turned out to be Dash. So that actually was one of the really interesting things watching this race back. Guard found Dash around then, and because of that, didn't go into the purple tree at all, but because of that actually spent a lot longer making checks. And so this race I really encourage you to watch back was really a fascinating difference in where scent can save you time and how much time it can save you.
Interesting. Yeah, the pickup left of Ginso entrance, I didn't really want to grab if I didn't find Glide just from like following logic. And yeah, I hadn't noticed the sense. I've been meaning to change my colors because the blue blends in with like most of the world. And so that's try to just make it a bit more usable, but yeah, because Dash would have been really helpful on getting into Horu. Having grenade jumps as my only means to cross those gaps is not something I would prefer to do.
That is completely valid. That grenade jump is just really obnoxious to do, and then you have to kill the elemental every time you respawn, and there's that time pressure. Just sort of a frustrating experience, but you got there.
Eventually, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, I got one more in that same area. Gad, when you got that Sorrow TP, how did you feel about this thing? Did you feel ahead? Did you feel behind? What were your thoughts, kinda, when you finally got that Sorrow and got your final go mode there?
I felt really behind. At that time, I just thought everyone else got it. I don't have race time open when I'm racing, so I didn't see who was finished and who wasn't. But I felt ahead all the way through the dash. When I found dash, I was like, not many people did found it. But left side killed me.
Yeah, very, very fair assessment. But in the end, dash time save did manage to be the deciding factor here. All right,
Yeah.
Eiko, do you have any more questions for our runners?
No, I think that is all I have. Thank you so much for participating in this race, volunteering to be rebroadcasted here, and coming in to talk to us afterwards. And GG's to both of you. This was a really great showcase. Highly encourage you to watch it back. Real fun stuff. Although I know the right side search may not have been as fun at the time.
Yeah, thank you. GG's Guard.
Thank you and thank you for having us. GG.
Yeah.
All right, and that's it for our big weekend day of 3 matches here. Our next match is actually going to be tomorrow at 9 p.m. EDT. The showcased runners are yet to be announced. We will keep you updated on that soon. Thank you so much for our track, Tukil and Skublaka being in our track. Thank you, Fox Diamond, for the restream. And of course, thanks to Speed Gaming for having us. And with this, we'll be signing off and see you hopefully tomorrow for the next race.
And thank you, Zem.